book of the Revelation is a unique and difficult presentation of visions from the Apostle John, not only because of the symbols given, but if I am correct in my assessment, because it is not chronological in its presentation. Years of study have taught me this. What also lends to the difficulty in understanding this book lies in the fact that a certain concept may be presented differently in several areas. One example is the lake of fire, mentioned 4 times in the King James, but also implied and described in the 6th trumpet as the fire and smoke and brimstone, which came out of the mouths of the army of the horsemen. Since the lake of fire is clearly connected to fire and brimstone in Revelation 19:20 and 20:10, what else would the 6th trumpet signify if not the lake of fire? And so it is with the 144,000. Who are the 144,000? The actual number is first seen in Revelation chapter 7, then again in Revelation chapter 14. However, as this study has shown, these souls are actually revealed first in the 5th seal as those who had been slain for the word of God and for the witness they had borne. This same group is also seen in Revelation chapter 20 as those who rule and reign with Christ. So, we have 4 different presentations connecting to one another, which together give us a better understanding of what the 144,000 represent. Glimpses of this group are seen elsewhere in Revelation, as in Revelation 12:17, where we read, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God, and have the testimony of Jesus Christ." Compare this to Revelation 6:9 and we have a match. The 144,000 are the remnant of her seed, described as first fruits in Revelation 14:4. First fruits are indicative of a greater harvest to follow. The 144,000 are also called the elect in the King James New Testament. Strong's defines this word as select, by implication favorite, taken from the root word meaning to select. In Matthew 22:14, Jesus states that many are called, but few are chosen. The word chosen, the same word, rendered elsewhere as elect. The fact that they are the few indicates what I have previously stated in this series. Not everyone receives the privilege to rule and reign with Christ. Once we understand that the 144,000 are the elect of God, it opens up several things, not the least of which is the following. "And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the 4 winds, from one end of heaven to the other." Tradition has long taught a rapture of sorts, where anyone who confesses Jesus Christ will be caught up at the great sound of a trumpet. However, what did Jesus say? He did not say that he was gathering the called, but the elect. They are not the same. For this reason, we see a clear separation between the 144,000 and the great multitude that no one could number in Revelation chapter 7. Again, they are not the same. The 144,000 are a select group different from the great multitude. They are the chosen. Simple logic then dictates that the great multitude are the called. Truth be told, and based on Revelation 17:14, it would be more accurate to say that the 144,000 represent the faithful. At this point, the ego loves to jump into the picture and declare that we are part and parcel of this 144,000, the elect or chosen of God. Good luck with that, for we are not the choosers. And it is not a position of pride, self-exaltation, and fame and fortune. When we truly understand what it means to be chosen, we discover it is just the opposite. My final point regarding the 144,000 is that they might all be from Israel. This is first suggested by Revelation 7:4, where we are told that these servants are from every tribe of the sons of Israel. There they are followed by the great multitude that no one could number, from every nation, from all tribes and peoples and languages. This fits perfectly with the fact that the message of the kingdom began with Christ and the Jews and then moved to the rest of the world. This might help explain the following. It is these who have not defiled themselves with women, for they are virgins. It is these who follow the Lamb wherever he goes. These have been redeemed from mankind as firstfruits for God and the Lamb, and in their mouth no lie was found, for they are blameless. As we see, the 144,000 have not defiled themselves with women. Might these women refer to the harlots of Mystery Babylon and be figurative of the many religious organizations which have risen since the days of Christ and the apostles? Though false teachers began to rise, even in the days of the early church, the large number of denominations and religious organizations as we see today did not exist. As recorded, the 144,000 are firstfruits. James wrote of his own will, he brought us forth by the word of truth, that we should be a kind of firstfruits of his creatures. Who else is James referring to, if not those who were first chosen by the Lord? Last, in their mouth no lie was found. Let's be raw and honest. Who but those who founded the church could make such a claim? Who but the original apostles had a true understanding of the things Jesus taught? Is it not evident by the countless divisions we see today that we certainly don't? Immediately following the description of the 144,000 in Revelation 14, we read, "Then I saw another angel flying directly overhead, with an eternal gospel to proclaim to those who dwell on earth, to every nation and tribe and language and people. And he said with a loud voice, 'Fear God and give him glory, because the hour of his judgment has come, and worship him who made heaven and earth, the sea and the springs of water.'" This correlates quite well with the fact that immediately following the presentation of the 144,000 in Revelation 7, we see a great multitude from every nation, from all tribes and peoples and languages. First, the eternal gospel delivered to the 144,000 are Jews and lost sheep of the house of Israel, followed by this same gospel delivered to all nations. Of course, if this interpretation is correct, it would suggest that we have been and are now passing through the hour of his judgment as indicated by Revelation 14:7. I am inclined to believe this since the Bible suggests that judgment is already being rendered. Regarding the Lord, Matthew wrote this, "Behold, my servant whom I have chosen, my beloved in whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him, and he shall proclaim justice to the Gentiles. He will not quarrel, nor cry out, nor will anyone hear his voice in the streets. A battered reed he will not break off, and a smoldering wick he will not put out, until he leads justice to victory. And in his name the Gentiles will hope." Now consider what Jesus said in the following. "Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out." Might this passage correlate with Revelation 12:9, where the great dragon is cast out into the earth? I am inclined to think so. And when did this take place? When Christ died on the cross and rose from the dead. See Colossians 2, verses 13 through 15. In closing, look once more at the following. "Then I saw another angel flying directly overhead, with an eternal gospel to proclaim to those who dwell on earth, to every nation and tribe and language and people. And he said with a loud voice, 'Fear God and give him glory, because the hour of his judgment has come, and worship him who made heaven and earth, the sea and the springs of water.'" Does the hour of his judgment correlate with the proclamation of the eternal gospel? Do they go hand in hand? I believe they do. For Peter said almost 2,000 years ago that the time has come for judgment to begin at the house of God. Would this not be due to the souls in the fifth seal who cry with a loud voice, "How long, O Lord, holy and true, until you judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth? For those whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, in order that he might be the firstborn among many brothers. And those whom he predestined, he also called. And those whom he called, he also justified. And those whom he justified, he also glorified. What then shall we say to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? He who did not spare his own Son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also with him graciously give us all things? Who shall bring any charge against God's elect? It is God who justifies.